What's good, man? It's OG Drip, man. This channel where we talk about the spiritual truth, man. We back with another one today, man. Listen. I'm on fire right now, man. We got the lawnmower out there trying to distract me. We got my phone going dead. We got everything in the world trying to hold us down when we come back and we want to make an announcement now and we want to get things set. If you don't know who I am, man, just go do some videos. Go deep into my videos. See where I came from. See where I grew as a spirit, my nigga. You feel me? See where I grew. See how I done came, and I'm steady going, bro. I don't feel like I know everything in the world as in that, but I know how to remain spiritual and keep it contact and keep it going in that direction. Because you got some people that's out here and they think because they're consciously aware and they studying everything that they're teaching people stuff because they're repeating history and just putting it in an organized manner. Nah, sir. We over here, we the real truth. We out here going to teach you yourself of how to become spirit, how to reach back in yourself. Don't need nobody else to be able to come up with answers and be able to get these downloads. You feel me? So now, what I want to say is, before we get into this, people need to share these videos. Share my videos, y'all. We've been sharing these entertainment videos. People be talking about show this, show that, and it be stuff that the next week nobody not even talking about, right? Because time moves on. You feel me in that sense? So now, this is what I'm saying, y'all. It's time for us to force the algorithm. It's not going to work the way we want it to. It's not. They're not going to put the ones we want up there unless we force it. They're not going to give you this recommended list. You have to force the people you want up there. So this is what this video mainly about. But beyond that, the reason why we got to force it across is because the more longer people listen to a whole bunch of lostness, the more they're going to continue to be lost. You ever sat there and you so-called listen to a spiritual person and they been talking for 3 hours, right? And you was done with the video. You was like, what the fuck did I learn? Like, what they showed you, what could you do in your life circumstances now that would help you and you could benefit from it? Don't let them leave you talking about don't go to work, don't work for these people, don't do this and do that. But now you need to pay bills and stuff and they know where to be found. Don't let them do you like that. No. Let it be to a point that they could direct you of how to figure out yourself or how to betterize yourself. Not how to betterize yourself for this needs or these type of people. How to better yourself, period. So now you got the school board and all that stuff teaching you how to be this type of person. But yeah, once spirituality, everyone do call themselves an individual spirit because they so-called lost that concept of created consciousness together, which is the religions and stuff like that, right? But it's more to it than that, right? You have bigger battles than that. You have now battles where you have them broke that loose and now it's starting to battle you so much till it's like a push to a limit. It's like trying to make you go back over there, but you have to stay and remain strong as a spirit. One thing about it, nothing was going to be easy. We created things because that's the problem with people. When things too easy, things going too smooth, it's going too sweet, people let things happen. Even with our planetary vibes, right? You got the planets that have different rotations they taking. You got opposing, you got trines, you got so forth. With the planets having certain relationships. So in order for you to be able to understand how that works, if a person explains to you about Venus being passionate and stuff like that, bringing out passion, they can explain that all day. But if they ain't talking about a way that the passion could be made out to in your real life, and when you know the difference of you being either passionate about something or too passionate about something or not passionate enough. You get what I'm saying? So you have to learn all of that stuff for yourself because everyone different lineup is different. You feel me? So everyone is different in this sense. But yet we all the same because we all have battles and trials and tribulations within our own self that we don't even need Illuminati to be created for us still not able to be what we so-called getting along or perfect. We have these, you know what I'm saying, egotistic people, people that think too much, people that think too less, people that have no ego at all and not even no get up. You know what I'm saying? Then you have people that's broad and people that's daydreaming too much. You got all these different type of flaws for each one of us, and all of us have these things mixed up in us as well, right? So that's exactly why when you break down astrology and anatomy, you can start seeing how things fluctuate and the difference between the two. Because today we looking at a world where they take everything that was once astrology and they turn it to anatomy. So even like, that's why I say the Satanists, the reverse world. So we live in a world full of Satanists where they want everything to work out physical. So some people may be thinking like blessings, rituals, prayers, and all that not working because they can't see it physical, but spiritually they've been moving better and being in a more protected way. You get what I'm saying? To be able to survive more, to be able to intact more as a spirit, to grow faster. You get what I'm saying? No start over. So I say the start over would be like the age of 7. So when you got to go through death all over again, and you got to go through the conscious mindset of going all the way back to the age of 7, which is when they put you in school and they actually start giving you a way of thinking, giving you a way of looking at life. You know what I mean? All of these concepts start popping up then. But not to get lost, we got to have a point in our life where you're able to just go alone by yourself and learn more about yourself without with people being able to tell you, because you shouldn't be narcissistic, right? Where with people sitting there breaking stuff down and you like, oh, well, somebody told me to be spiritual all about myself, so I don't want to hear what nobody else got to say. That ain't how it works. That's why we all here. That's why we all playing the verse to be heard, right? So at the end of the day, you got to know how to work that. See, when you talk about the conscious community, I have to say them because they issue out a whole bunch of things that they saying that you literally can't live by right now. That the standards is literally impossible, but due to them could say it and due to them could show you how the standards got here, they feel like that's enough. Bump that. You got to sometimes think of the sense of why these standards even exist. So if you're going to complain about the police, complain about why the police even here in the first place. Because people, it done been a time in history where it wasn't nothing, right? And we created these things. So if you going back through all of that, you're being reincarnated, bro. You're reincarnating yourself. You jumping back in the same mind cycle and you're going back over and over. You're not learning about what you can do as an independent to make the world a better place, or for you to be able to leave the world and realize the world is just what it's supposed to be. This is the place that it's supposed to be. These are the rules and the things, the laws that come with it that you just got to learn and govern by. Not the laws that the police saying out his mouth, but the laws in total of what is actually going on. Like the ages and the times of changes. Like now, the age of Aquarius. Everything is electronic. You damn sure better not try to paper write everything and paperwork everything. You're going to be lost in the sauce. You're not going to be able to keep up with your own stuff. So this is what I'm saying. There's people out here speaking a lot of stuff, but it ain't going nowhere. They're just saying a lot of things, but can't make sense out of it. I can have a crazy person or a person that someone who called dumb come up and say something and can make something spiritually correct, no matter which way you look at it, follow through with it. You get what I'm saying? I can make sense out of it. Now, when you're talking about they be having stuff and there's a pile here, a pile there, a pile there, is the pile jumping there? What? Get what that's called? That's called bullshit. Because you don't know how to scrape it up and clean it and organize it in that sense, but yet you just let it sit there and just slop all day. Like your shit ain't stinking, like you won't smell that. You know what I mean? You don't lay a whole pile of frustration and depression on somebody, but now people need help to get up out of it. Now you don't know how. So if anybody want to know, this is the reason why it gets serious when it comes between the two. And what is going on, the conscious community, the ones that's outside of the spiritual self, is the same way that I'm pretty sure religions were created. The reason why you have some following up behind Jehovah, some following up behind Jesus, some following up probably behind Zeus, Muhammad, all these different people, religions and stuff like that, because each time a person got physically powerful, the eyes and the idiots was controlled by them. You get what I'm saying? And they had to give them the power. And that is what we're doing today. We're letting people that don't deserve power get power and make judgment casts and just say stuff that literally don't make sense. They tell you not to pick on these type of people, but yet they pick on you from being normal. It's like it's getting bad. It's like, okay, I can understand y'all say don't pick on people that's weird, but my nigga, if they're weird, they're weird. But now y'all telling us the weirdos is the normal people, and the normal people are the weirdos now. It's getting bad. It's getting retarded out here in that type of sense. So now what is we talking about? Don't take this personal. I ain't talking about, oh, because you was failing in school, because you had all else, because they put you in a slow class, that you retarded. I'm talking about spiritually. So if you hear me use that word, that's all I'm talking about. Don't take no offense to it. And we already know we're going to have to use this same clip years from now, because we know how people is. We know how people like to manipulate things. They don't like to take for what's actually there sometimes. They want to take what's there to turn it into some bullshit. You know what I mean? Stuff that already making sense. Now they want to manipulate it to try to not make sense out of it. So this is what we're dealing with in the world. So all of the things we getting is already manipulated energy that already been touched and tampered with. So you got to know how to bring it back clean, wash it back clean, bring the, you know what I'm saying, rebirth it. Because it's already dirty and already done lived the rough one. You got to know how to bring the spirituality back clean. We got to learn how to put a good taste back in the name. But man, I'm out, man. Anyway, man, OG Drip.